Hi, I'm Bethany Wallace. I'm Content Manager for College Recruiter, and today I'm going to be providing you with your weekly Tuesday tip. College Recruiter is the leading interactive recruitment media company used by college students and recent graduates for finding great careers and internships. You can follow College Recruiter online at collegerecruiter.com or on Facebook, LinkedIn, or Twitter at Entry Level Jobs. And today's Tuesday tip is all about phone interviews. And phone interviews have always been popular, but they're becoming more popular because so many people work remotely. So you may be interviewing with a company in San Diego and you live in Tennessee. So this is a great way for a company to save the cost of flying you out to San Diego when they want to interview you, at least for maybe the first round of interviews or even second round of interviews. So when you're interviewing by phone, what are some of the most important things for you to remember? Well, the first thing that you need to do is, if at all possible, schedule the interview. And this sounds like a no-brainer, but some people don't do this. Make sure that you know what time you're going to be interviewed and set reminders in your phone if they're calling you. If you're supposed to call them, make sure that you set a reminder to do that as well, and make sure that you know who is calling whom so that there's no confusion and so that you're not late for that interview. It's just the same as if you have an interview face-to-face and you don't show up face-to-face on time. The second thing is to be prepared. And there are a couple different things that I want to tell you about being prepared for a phone interview. The first is to have all of your stuff out. So when you have a phone interview, you would want to have your resume on hand, printed out, or if you're at your computer, if you have like a home office or something, have your laptop open with your resume pulled up. Have your portfolio open if you have a portfolio. Have any little, paperwork or bits and pieces, the company website pulled up, maybe their About Us page pulled up if you want to reference some things on that, or their frequently asked questions page or something of that nature. And then also have your quiet, distraction-free zone ready, because you do not want any distractions when you're going to do a phone interview. It's a really bad idea. You don't want any noises in the background. You also don't want any visual distractions for your benefit. So you don't want somebody walking by making a face at you while you're on a phone interview, like if you were in a dorm room or something. So think about that in advance so that you can prepare for that. So sitting in your car is often not a good idea, even though a lot of people do it. Because if people are walking by you in a parking lot, then that may be too distracting for you. It would be for me. Another thing is to drink some water while you're on the phone, or at least have it handy, but not too much, because if the phone interview is going on and on, then you don't want to have to take a restroom break. And then also send your documents in advance. So you want to send all those things that you have out, like your portfolio, the resume, all those things you're going to want to send to the employer before the phone interview begins. And then the last thing is to communicate as if you're face-to-face. So all the things that you would do with an employer in a real interview, like talking, enunciating your words clearly, making facial expressions that match your words, smiling, nodding your head, go ahead and do that stuff, because it's going to make your words come across more clearly on the phone. The only thing is, don't rely on your nonverbal skills too heavily, because your employer over the phone, or potential employer, cannot see those nonverbal cues that you're offering out. So act as if you're face-to-face, but don't rely on the nonverbal stuff. Okay, I hope that these tips have helped you, and you can read more about these tips in detail on the blog post that accompanies this video for the Tuesday tip. Have a great day, and see you next week for the next tip.